Dave, it was a scrap. I think we knew it probably would be, but deserved 3 points in the end for your side.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, a brilliant win. At a really, really tough place to come at. As I've been here, I think 4 times and never got away with 3 points. So to finally do that is brilliant. But that comes on the back of, we spoke about attitude and physicality, and having to match that before you even earn the right to potentially play. I thought we did that in the first half and played some decent stuff ourselves in terms of control. They constantly ask you questions, and whoever comes here or wherever they play, or they go to Bradford on Monday, they'll ask questions of them right to the death, right to the 90 minutes. And we've dealt with that really, really well. And I've got ourselves a goal at the other end, which is one of 3 points.
Was that the most pleasing thing today? The fact that you really stood up to that physical test this afternoon.
Well, it had to be the case. It was always going to be the cornerstone of us getting a result. If you don't do that, you get turned over here, because it doesn't. It's not like the state of the game changes dependent on the scoreline, whether it's 0-0, whether you're trailing, whether you're in front. They ask you questions constantly, especially defensively and especially physically. Listen, I back us a team that wants to work and run and would match everybody at that. But again, they have some big lads. We changed some personnel to give us a better chance in terms of dealing with those threats. And ultimately, when you've done that, you've then got to try and make the game your type of game. Like I say, I thought we did that because of the possession and the control we had. I thought we dropped off a little bit after we scored, and getting through that 5 to 10 minute spell was really important. And if, like I say, there were a couple of hairy moments where they've had opportunities. Thankfully, we have, and then I thought we controlled the game in the main really, really well.
Certainly an eventful first start for Jack Stretton. On another day, could quite easily be walking off with a hat trick, but to end the day as a match winner, that's massive for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, doing the world a good. He's had to be patient for his opportunity. We chose to go in a different way today, just in terms of our shape and personnel to a certain degree. And he's got himself his goal, just as Connor did last weekend. So the more we can have in the scoring, if you like, and getting in there, the bigger help it will be for us between now and the end of the season.
Tell us a bit more about those changes that you made. It was certainly more of a fluid front three more than a front two that we've seen in recent weeks with Stretz and Miles supporting. What was the thinking there?
I suppose looking at where we can cause them problems ultimately, but as well dealing with their threats. I watched them last week at Walsall, and they were in control of the game against Walsall. Walsall played a back four, and we spoke a little bit about, again without going too much into it, about potentially building as a four and putting an extra body in midfield, but out of possession defending as a five. But Walsall changed at half time and went 3-5-2, which is a shape that we've used, and I just felt that Sutton's fullbacks, who have got decent quality, were under no pressure, and it just allowed them to play balls forward uncontested. Especially here, I didn't want that to be the case, so I wanted to have bodies in and around them, and hope that they're not a team that really switches the ball massively. So if we were defending this side, for example, and Stretz was over with their left fullback, that Miles could go and find a position in some space in midfield. Hopefully, if we won the ball and we competed and won them first contacts, that our outlet would be as maybe the opposite side. Also being ball carriers and also being a threat in behind, which we have the, I suppose, luxury of being able to do because of the personnel we got within our squad. Didn't really suit a Paddy today in terms of how we felt the game was going to be played. We wanted to force them on the back foot, and thankfully the players have gone and carried out the instruction we've asked them to do, and I've got a brilliant 3 points.
And when the goal came, it had just felt like at the start of the second half you'd up the tempo a little bit maybe. What was the message to the players at the break?
No, the message was repeat, more of the same. Like I say, sometimes you can knock at the door and not get the opportunities you want. Well, I think we had 2 shots within the first couple of minutes. I'm not sure I had the first one, Noilly had the second one, and then we score with our third one. So yeah, we did start. We didn't say anything different. You always want to start the second half well. We had the kick-off and try and put them on the back foot. Thankfully, that's the case. And we've hung on, and we'll take, like I say, back to put a valuable 3 points with us.
And it's the kind of game where every single player has played the part, and that includes your goalkeeper as well. He's not had too much to do in recent weeks, really, but some big saves in that second half, one in particular from that corner.
Yeah, like I said, I thought that, especially after we scored, I thought we went a bit passive. Ryan needs to do better on the far side against Adji Boy, and we don't defend that. He then comes across, and Will Collar needs to get closer to Will Randall. He gets a shot, Ben makes a save. Then from the corner, they're a huge threat from set pieces. We compete, but Ben has to make another save. But thankfully, after the save, we then get back on the line and defend it and show real tenacity and resolute to keep the ball out of our net. And I said at half time, I felt if we could get a clean sheet that we'd win the game, and thankfully that's been the case. But as you say today, Ben called more upon than he has been in recent weeks. But another brilliant clean sheet for us. And although, like I say, I don't think it's been at the hest of us not being attacking in terms of them clean sheets, but certainly if you can keep the ball at your net and you limit the opposition to opportunities they're going to get, it makes it a lot easier to win football matches, and that's been proven right again today.
And when you get into the dressing room, look at the other scores as well. It's been a good day in terms of consolidating that playoff place, but again you've cut the gap to the top three, so a really good day overall as well.
Yeah, I've said that previously. Once I suppose we take care of our stuff, it's great to be able to then look at other things. It's tightening up nicely, but ultimately that makes no difference unless we do our job. We've done that today. We're going to make sure we go and do that on Monday. I still think there'll be fluctuation in terms of what that table looks like, but obviously the quicker we can tick wins off and get to the target that we want to get to, if it requires less points than that to get in the top 3, top 7, or whatever it might be, that would be brilliant. The opportunity of that comes on Monday. Quick turnaround. As you've seen, some players we were forced into changes because they've run themselves into the ground. So we've got to recover now. Today on the bus back, tomorrow when we're in, and Sunday, and make sure that Monday becomes another special day for us.
It was certainly a surprise, a nice surprise of course, to see Will Collar back in the starting 11 so soon, and that's going to be massive going forward as well, back ahead of schedule. Yeah,
and listen, that's solely down to Will in terms of him wanting to put himself out there and declaring himself ready to go and play sooner than we expected. But he's been brilliant in terms of what his performance has been like since I came to the club. A little bit different role for him today, but still managed to get himself forward into areas as he does. Provides real legs for us, which today was certainly going to be a running day on a warm day. So great to have him back, and certainly adds to what is a really strong squad.
And just finally, as you say, all about backing this up now on Monday at Edgeley Park. Newport 3-0 winners against Northampton today, so just a little reminder there, no easy games at this level.
No, listen, we're a humble group who understands that we'll get to where we want to get to through hard work, whatever that might be, and there's certainly no looking ahead from our perspective in terms of we've done our job. I get it from the outside looking in. People will say that the home games that we have left against Newport, Rochdale and Hartlepool should be ones that on paper aren't as tough as others. All three of them have won today, and in the latter two's cases are both scrapping for their lives. So we need to control what we can and take care of our stuff and make sure we put in another performance if possible on Monday, but fundamentally we go out there and we work really hard to try and get a result, and if we can do that, it'll be a brilliant weekend for us.
It's County's first ever win here today, Dave. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.